what do you do for, how do you, what transit job do you do?
I'm a train operator.
Okay. So why do you guys do it?
So we're out here today because the VP of our department stormed back down one of our members and spoke they are here and and because of that, we're very concerned that the union as a whole any type of dissent from what is available, that they target our
so you think that it wasn't like I have to go back and check, but I recall the union saying that there was just some personal dispute between them.
No, this wasn't a personal dispute. This was about dealing with misinformation being given to members about what's actually happening in the union, around contract issues, organizational issues, department, and also about the youth at large, questioning how they are running
So why did Canella go against
because Canella has been openly critical of him organizing efforts.
Is this a separate topic?
Well, Canella has an organization that he runs called Progressive Action, and basically they're union activists who basically they really focus on the NBA, what they're doing, but they also are openly critical of things wrongdoing for the business that happen.
And so, so what message do you want to send to David and the other TWU
that it's not okay for the union to fight members. They need to be fighting the NBA. And that is unbecoming behavior of the union to assault another member, a new-playing member. And that Richard Davis should retract his statements that he makes to the press or resign.
What exactly were you saying? I read the story, but I forget.
Not too long after the incident occurred, he spoke out against the members, which is unethical. And it's out of order for the president to make a statement against the member without ever speaking to the member or doing any type of investigation. His role is to be a representative.
So what impact do you think this has on union rank and file when the top dog is saying stuff like that?
Well, first of all, it breeds fear and a lack of protection in the union against members who are actively organizing and fighting against the NBA. Because we have to come to these individuals' representation when it comes to these physical hearings and different things that happen in the union. So by him doing that and sending a message to the members that, one, if you speak up or you speak out, we're not backing you, right? And that we will take action against you in the form of violence. And that he's basically okay his VP breaking the legs of the member.
Oh, well, thanks. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I think I got forwarded your email. Okay. Are you guys happy drinking? Sorry. Are you guys going to go
to the work. What is the action? So we had 8,000 members in RTO, and we did 30% of
To get it broader, everything.
no, to get it going. Okay, perfect. Thank
Hello. I don't even need this, really. So I want to thank everybody for coming. And I want to say something. I want to put this in context for you real quick. Tramel took Canella under his wing. That's a fact. Tramel, I was talking to somebody yesterday. They said, yeah, I remember meeting Canella with Tramel. And because Tramel know people, buses, MOW, CD everywhere, all around the system. And what he did was put Canella under his wing. And anybody who was there, Evangeline was there, Canella was quiet as a mouse. He acquiesced to everything. Now eventually, to some course, Evangeline left, I left, Canella, he taught Tramel like this. Like this. Tramel taught that man everything he knows. Whatever influence he had, he got that from Tramel. That's what makes this so shocking. We all get in fights with friends and we have fallen out. And the certain thing, I'm not going to mess with this person no more. I'm finished with him. And because of who that person is, and no matter how bad me and Tramel got, I would never disrespect that man because I'm here because of him. When I needed him, when I needed some love, he gave me love down here when nobody else was there. When I needed some heart, he helped bolster my heart. He gave me the confidence I needed to fight for everybody here. Excuse the spit gonna be coming out. I can't help it. But Gomez, we would have meetings about everything. About Gomez, Tramel would say this. Gomez did it. Gomez would say, Tramel, can I do this? Gomez did it. Tramel was very even. Tramel and Evangeline know that Tramel should have followed his instincts because he always had doubts about Canella, and it all came to fruition. And I'm telling y'all here right now that progressive action, progressive change was progressive action. They didn't even know Canella when the election started. They didn't know he existed. He wound up being AVP because Tramel gave him his blessing. Now Tramel didn't endorse anybody. He gave Canella the means, which the one y'all saw on Progressive Action with the shirts. It's always saying my team. Talk about Progressive Action. You know who his team is? His team was doing circles. Nobody from Progressive Action is in this administration. Nobody from Progressive Action is representing RTO. That's Canella's work. And let me tell you something else y'all don't know. Everybody says I wasn't there. Let me tell you, I was there. I was looking at it earlier. I think it was August 16th. He sent me a text. I got the text. I wasn't trying to save it, but I got the text. And he had a meme, a derogatory, August 16th, 221. He had a derogatory meme about Tramel. And if anybody remember, Tramel said he wasn't endorsing anyone, right? Canella was pissed about that. At that time, I was the VP. I was pissed about it. So I was the VP. He was my training operator chair. And this dude was saying, there's a witness. He was at 2 where I met him 1 o'clock, August 18th, 2021. And he said, I don't like what he's doing. I want to hurt this dude. I got a witness to that. He was the first one to throw some threats. He was the first one talking about physical violence. Tremel always talk about doing something to somebody. Has anybody ever been hurt? He ever lay hands on anyone? That's his brand of rhetoric. That's how he gets us going. That's how he motivates himself. He never hurt anyone. He helped plenty. Now this is a turning point right now. And I hope some more folks are coming. I hope some more folks are coming. Because if they ain't, this is another sad day. But I hope this is a turning point for us. Because there's been turning points. I was reading somewhere in 1911, somebody helped me, that 150 women was burned in the factory fire.
Yeah.
And that bore in the Union.
Triangle Shirt Brace Factory.
And yes, Emmett Till was responsible. Now, I'm not putting Tremel to that magnitude. But this has to be a turning point for us. Sis said they're going to go back to the days of Jimmy Hoffa. But I disagree a little bit. Jimmy Hoffa worked for his neighbors. True. Jimmy Hoffa got hit in them trucking so much money, I read that people was quitting their white-collar jobs. Whatever Jimmy Hoffa did, I don't care if they corrupt upstairs. I don't care if they take a bribe. If they helping us, they not doing anything for us. I wish we had Jimmy Hoffa. I wish we had Jimmy Hoffa Jr. Matter of fact, I wish we had anybody. Because at the end of the day, our brother got hurt advocating for us. That's all it comes down to. He got hurt. And this is what makes Canella. I understand you, Tano, and Chiarello, and Woodchard.
Talk about it.
And all these people, Willie Davis, all these people that don't like Tremel. But how would you do if you nurture and mentor somebody, and then he comes to your workplace on your last trip, coincidentally, he knew when Tremel was coming back from vacation. Coincidentally, Tremel was on his last trip. He was in the Bronx, coincidentally. He didn't bring one of the smaller reps. He didn't bring Jesse. He didn't bring JL. He didn't bring something else. He didn't bring a woman. He came in with somebody 6 foot 300 pounds. That ain't a coincidence. And they didn't grab them. They sold the gang that can't shoot straight upstairs. They sold backwards. They didn't even plan it right. They sold backwards. They could just came in there and held them and concocted any story. They could have did that. But as usual with these, they don't know what they're doing, and they heard our program. The plan was to grab them up and call the cops. These fools had no idea the damage they did, and our brother is seriously hurt. He has to. I spoke to medical professionals. My wife is one. He's gonna have to learn to walk again. That brother taking all type of drugs, not just for pain, for nerve damage. This is what they did. This is what they did to a brother who was fighting for us. That can't be questioned. Everybody here knows if Tremel was here right now and that happened to somebody else, he wouldn't stop. That same thing y'all talked about, he's this, he's arrogant, he's going too far. You always want him to fight for one of your, if they did enacted the same crime, the same violence, physical pain or aggression on you. You always want Tremel here. And this is what they did. And let me tell you something about this union, too. What Tremel would say. Why is Governor Hochul giving $455 million to Belmont Racetrack? When last time y'all seen the OTB?
That's it.
They got, who goes to racetracks? Why did Governor Hochul give the lawmakers a $32,000 raise? And at the same time, they want to stop benefits for our brothers and sisters' families who died during COVID?
That's it. Talk about it.
Are they talking about that?
No.
Then they're going to try to game us with, we want to strike, we got some lawmakers because they know we want our coke money back. Get your coke money back. Get your coke money back. Because now they say, oh, we want to pass the law. We got in Albany that we're going to, lawmaker, I forget the name, we're going to enact the law so we can strike. I was at the convention, September 21. Nobody said a word about that. all these conventions they talk about the future, our future. They never said a word about going to lobby in Albany, far right to strike. Coincidentally, now that the membership is opening up their eyes to the ineptitude and the corruption on that night for hold up. Not only should Canella step down, Richie Davis, you step down.
That's it.
You step down, Richie Davis.
Remove Gomez now.
Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. That monster has to go.
That's
He's
it.
embarrassment to unionism.
That's it.
They embarrassment to unionism. Y'all know how we suffering? Y'all know what these dispatches, at least in RTO, what management is doing to us on a daily basis? Don't want to pay us when we walk into our train, the OT. Talking about, we get paid walking to the turn. But let me tell you something, they don't want to pay us, right?
That's
when
it.
we walk to dispatch, you pay. But let the customer say something about us on our way. Let one of them EVPs or homeless say we're assaulting them. Our customers say we cursed them out. You in the mat. They're about to ride up discipline, right? This company and our union are two sides of the same coin. And we let them get away with, matter of fact, I have more faith that if we go to management, they might do something before the union make them do something. This is two sides of the same coin. And we're in trouble. This ain't about Tremel. It's about Tremel. Tremel is the means that got, and we love our brother. We know he's a fighter. But you remember years ago with the Catholic Church? With the kids and all that? It was about the kids. But it was about that the priests thought the Catholic Church thought they was bigger than God.
That's it.
And when cops do something with George Floyd, of course, that's brutality and they're wrong. But we rally when you think you're above the law.
That's it.
And now we're at the point where the union think they're more important than the members.
That's it.
That's where we're at right now. People trying to hold on to power at our expense.
That's it.
They no longer fight for us. They fight to stay in power. Because if they want, if they didn't, Canella be gone.
That's right.
And we had a real president, he would be out here right now saying Canella's gone. And I apologize. Forgive me, brothers and sisters and members. I was wrong to make a comment against your brother. My brother. A dude's playing member. But this is, trust me on this. I don't care who comes today. I don't care if this is it. It's over. It take one person.
That's right.
No, it's more people in the way.
But take one person though. It never took millions. People brought down companies and governments. One person, two person, five, but they all had that resolve.
That's it.
They all stood on right.
That's it.
And they wrong up there. Richie Davis, you're gonna go.
You gotta go.
Canella Gomez, you gotta go.
That's it.
You embarrassed us. You disgraced us. You embarrassed us. You conned us.
That's it.
The ultimate betrayal.
That's it.
He was ultimate betrayal. If he didn't again, I'll pass this on. I would never put hands. I got smoke. I got plenty of smoke for management. I'll be back Wednesday. I'm here, I'm saying it. I don't front out. I got smoke. You never disrespect one of my brothers and sisters in front of me. Ever.
That's it.
I'll go to jail. But you know what happened? Perverse. How perverse it was? I remember they called cops on me. Management. Now the union is calling cops on members.
Right.
All this is unprecedented in the annals of unionism.
That's it.
It borders line on perverse.
Yes.
There's rules. You think Lynch? You think Pat Lynch and cop will come and bust? They can spray all of us with mace right now, beat the shit out. You think Pat Lynch is gonna say something against a member?
No.
No way.
Ever.
We stand strong.
Ever. So Richard Davis must go. Richard Davis must go. Richard Davis must go. Richie Davis gotta go.
Richie Davis
gotta go. Richie Davis gotta go. Hey, one more man. Canella, you gotta go.
That's it.
Canella gotta go. Step down, you savage. Step down, you beast.
That's right.
Step down, you snake.
That's it.
You assaulted somebody that supported you for
That's
vice
it. That's it.
He supported him over me.
That's it.
I'm like, he had to work what he had. Everybody know that he wasn't built for this. He proved it. I could have been Nostradamus. February of 2003, Canella gonna do something crazy.
That's it.
That's it, but thank everybody for coming. We're gonna pass this off to some. Anybody want to speak? You come Evangeline, give it to me.
Good morning, my name is Evangeline Byars, train operator from RTO, former member of the executive board. Thank you all for coming out. We know that more and more people are going to come out. This is a great show of solidarity. This is just the beginning in our efforts to take back our union. We need to understand that what Canella did was egregious. It was outrageous and he's unhinged. He's been displaying behavior unbecoming of a union member for a very, very long time. Not only him, but Richie Davis as well. During union election, you all saw how the union would make advances to assault people. If I had not had a camera, I'm sure I would have been attacked. Because you all knowing what's going on with the institutional violations of TWU Local 100 is something that they don't want you to know. As somebody who sat on the executive board and fought against them, so much so that the seat that I used to sit in is now a memorial. Nobody sits in the seat that I occupied on the executive board. They say Evangeline used to sit there. Don't sit there. But during the days of COVID, when we were all dying and our family members were dying on the train, our union abandoned us. They moved a motion that members would be kept in bad standing who were sick due to COVID. John Samuelson, the same one who just brought this fake bill as if he's fighting to get the Taylor law back, when he was the one who removed TWU Local 100 as a plaintiff in a lawsuit to fight against the Taylor law to get our right to strike. Now he puts the sham bill on the table, knowing that Kathy Hochul would never make that agreement. Not only that, the ILO, which is the International Labor Organization, already ruled that the Taylor law was unconstitutional and we have our right to strike. So I want you all to know that there is a very concerted effort to break this union and to basically get us out of the way. Another thing I want you to know is that it's very important that the reason why we have Canella as a VP is because last election we had no options from amongst the members of who we could run for office. That can no longer be where somebody who everybody agreed was not to be in office and could not, and was unfit to be in office, was able to move into the vice presidency position of the union. This is time for us to take our voting rights very seriously. Your vote is your power. I like to bring history into things when we're talking about these things. Because this is history. On April 4th, Martin Luther King was assassinated for attending and rallying the workers for the sanitation workers strike, where they said that I am a man, right? They wouldn't pay them for their wages and pay them adequate wages or anything else. And we're at a historical point, and I want to bring this in. Black and brown people only have access to these jobs due to a contractual agreement. It was labor and organizing and rallying that got us here, and it's what's going to keep us here. We have to get that fight back to where we would continue to fight for what to exist and to have our rights. There's a tale of two cities within the MTA. The LRR and Metro North get adequate raises and benefits. TWU Local 100 gets nothing. It's unparalleled that right now, train operators make less at TWU than they make at the Long Island Railroad, right? So we need to understand that we have to continue to fight. and that voting is very, very important. We are still in court with TWU for what they did during last election, to violate our rights and to change the contractual agreements between the workers and the union for you to be able to participate in the union. If we do not fix our internal issues, we are going to lose big time. Nobody gets raises or anything here without organizing and then a collective pushback. And you have to begin to hold these people accountable. They have set themselves up in a way that they will rule indefinitely unless the overwhelming majority of this membership comes together, stands up, and overturns it. You know who the fighters are. You know who are the people that are leading the way. It's time for us to come together and put all differences aside and unify so that we can save our union and save our livelihood.
Well to that!
Also understand, when you see the mayor and unions, we're talking about unions who fought for us to have medical care. Go and vote to reverse retiree health care. We are in big trouble. We're in big trouble. So the houses you live in, the schools your kids are attending, the fact that you have access to the middle class is all in jeopardy. We have a Republican mayor moonlighting as a Democrat, making moves against workers. We have a city council member who is sitting there, Adrian Adams, who has blocked it. It's very important that you all understand where we are right now, right? We can lose everything. And so the attack on Trammell was to silence him, was to get him out of the way so that he no longer exposes management.
She said, and if this was 1970, Trammell have a bullet in his head.
That's it. So if he had exposed management, think about it. Right now, Trammell is in the hospital quiet. If I shut up, Drummond shuts up, you have no voice right now. Okay? So understand that his sitting on the progressive action stage and bringing issues to light of what's happening in the union is very, very important, and he has the right to say whatever he wants. He has the right to dissent. The same thing happened to me. I no longer attend union meetings because they tried to yoke me up out here after a union meeting. Okay? I had to go and file a police report and put it on record so that if anything does happen to me, that there is a paper trail that I've been constantly accosted by this union. Why do they want us to shut up? Because if we shut up, they continue to rule without any type of opposition. And because we understand the times that we're living in and what's happening within this union, they want us silent. So what's happening to Trammell, it didn't only happen to Trammell. It's other people around the union that have been assaulted in Max Stower. Spit on, attacked, assaulted. Okay? People are scared to even talk to you when you go into the different departments. Ask me how I know. Going throughout the system, campaigning last election, I learned a lot about the tactics of TWU100 to stay in control. And it's very, very important that we rise up. That we rise up. Anybody that's not fighting, anybody that's your friend, that does not mean that they should be in leadership. Leaders fight and leaders lead. They lead from the front and not the back. This coasting into office has to end, and we need the strongest among us. I hope this is inspiring you all today to get involved. Because Trammell laying in a hospital bed with a broken leg, having multiple surgeries, a broken optic socket, and a fractured face, that cannot continue. That cannot continue. An injury to one is truly an injury to all.
An injury to one is injury to all.
An injury to one is injury to all. An injury to one is injury to all. An injury to one is injury to all. An injury to one is injury to all. An injury to one is injury to all. An injury to one is injury to all.
So this is very important. He should not be in a hospital right now. And Canella Gomez, they always use a token black, right, to assault. We remember during last election, and we knew this from before, that Yatano and them were trying to send a hit on Trammell, using black and brown bodies to get it accomplished. And they refused to do it. But they got a simpleton in Canella Gomez who doesn't know who he is, to rise up and to, instead of fighting for the union, instead of fighting for the members, instead of preparing for that, the contract negotiations and the pit right violation, which he went and stopped. Originally, they were supposed to Ben had went to arbitration, but again, him meeting behind closed doors with management, trying to broker deals. Okay, they want to distract you and make you think he's fighting. That's not fighting. No union officer is supposed to meet with management privately without having other union members present about any deals. Everything, all stipulations and agreements are supposed to be in writing. Had he done that from the beginning, we wouldn't be here. We would not be here. And if you look at the language of the pick rights grievance, it's weak. It's weak. But because there is no education and organizational model going on at TWU Local 100, the members don't even know what they're supposed to have.
5 years. 5 years MOW has had no shop steward classes. 5
years. A member is saying MOW has had no shop steward classes. No shop steward classes. In RTO, they tried to take away the shop steward classes and try to say who can and who cannot be a part of the shop steward classes. So this is very important that we all understand where we are. Continue to fight. We are definitely stronger together. Progressive Action has done a lot of work. Tramel has put itself on the line. And I'm not Tramel's friend, and everybody knows that. But understand something. An injury to one is an injury to all. We may not agree on everything, but one thing we collectively agree on is that TW Local 100 is corrupt.
Right.
It needs to, this administration needs to go, and that the MTA is against all workers. Right now, they're trying to bring me up on trumped-up charges. So the more active you are, the more protected you are, but they come for you. But as long as you know your rules and how to protect yourself, you're going to be all right. They can't just knock you off. There's a lot of firing that has gone on under Canella's administration of elected officers. How can you fire somebody for being on the phone, but you won't remove or fire somebody for attacking and hunting down a member and breaking their legs? And understand, Canella is not a union brother, because a union brother would not do that. Okay? He had posed in pictures, rallying and inciting violence throughout this union, and we have to make sure that it ends. So anybody else that wants to come and speak and talk, please do so. Your voices matter, right? If you don't say anything, then they get to continue on. But one thing we agree on is that Richie Davis either retracts his statement from the press or he resigns.
Yes.
Camila Gomez has to go. We need 8,000 of the train operator division, all of our members. We need 30% to recall him and to get a meeting to bring a vote to have him removed. But Richie Davis, as the president of the union, should have already have submitted his resignation letter to the union that he has resigned. Not hide him so that nobody can see him, but he should be off. He should be removed and out of the way indefinitely. Anybody else who likes to speak?
I'm about to do a chant. Remove Gomez now.
Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Remove Gomez now. Jamel's sister's here with us. You want to say something?
She's like, not really, but okay.
My name is Natasha Thompson. I really want to thank y'all for the support. I know it wasn't easy coming out here. I really want to thank, it's not a lot, but I really still appreciate the love. And since he can't be here, I just want to be here and support. No problem. We brothers and sisters, as y'all say for y'all. We're going to stick together. Who ride and whoever ain't, they can go ahead. But I want to thank Drummond from the bottom of my heart. I want to thank Kimberly as well, but she's not here. And I also want to thank you for putting this together. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
No, thank you, brother.
But y'all was talking about Evangeline, and let's talk about the junior and what travel. We can't afford to live in this town. You would think they would be lobbying the governor for affordable housing for us. Our brothers and sisters live in Delaware, the far reaches of Jersey,
Connecticut,
Pennsylvania, Connecticut. Some of us got to stay here during the week and go home on the weekends being our family. These are the conditions that we are living in. And the governor, they should be lobbying the governor and the mayor about giving the cops a contract so we can be safer. This governor approved giving them $32,000 loan, and they don't want to give us anything. Let me tell you something. We control the movement. Forget out here, we move New York. That's what we do. That ain't who we are. But know this, we control the movement of New York. NYPD, we need them. They don't. Sanitation, we need them. They don't. FDNY, we need them. They don't. We control, we run this city. Do y'all understand that? How much more? Do I got to get one in the head? Do they got to break me up? Because as long as Canella walking around, he's a tool of intimidation. And let me tell you, he can't do nothing. He can't do nothing. Nobody should fear him. Nobody should fear any man in this union. Do y'all please, my brothers and sisters, we pay them. They are living. Every move they making, they're making off the money we give them. And they doing what they want now. And we let them get
union salary right now.
Yes. 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 Y'all should see the ninth floor. They live like luxury up there. I've been there. And we got brothers and sisters who sold their souls to be released. We got a union now. The thing is, if you was a train operator, you could be a TD or you could be a TSS. You was a conductor, you go to towers, flagging, or ATV. Now, you want to move up. People say they just want to join the union. That's where the money is. That's where the fun is, the excitement. So we're not letting now. We can't let them get away. It's over. That's right. It's over if they get away with that. Hurting our brother, my brother. Regardless that he's fearless. Right. He's so fearless that some of y'all hate him for.
Yes.
Y'all hold his heart against him. So what? My brother got confidence. Right. I wish I could show pictures of the gym.
Confidence in yourself.
But don't hold that against our brother. That brother has fought. For me, I remember I walked up to him with dispatch. He got up. I didn't know him. He said, "Where he at?" He said, "Let's go see him." And when I saw that, I said, "Nah, it's all right then." And he said, "Yo, get off probation and we could do some work." And here I am. I appreciate him. I love him. And I say I love everybody. That's my brother there. He could be my son. I don't know. But that's my brother there. And when you talk to him in private, that's the most humble brother in the world. Most thoughtful brother in the world. Most respectful. Erica got frisky with me. Canella got frisky with me. I had vehement disagreement with Tremel. He's never. He's treated me like an uncle. Never disrespect. There's a lot to that man. And y'all want to hold his forts against him? Yeah. What did Canella do before Tremel? Who knew? That one thing Canella did. What did he do what? Oh yeah, there you go. I know Tremel, there was a sister in transit. If you get called on the phone, it's over. Back then it was. And we was in the union saying it's over. It's in the contract. You get called on the phone, but Tremel said, nah, y'all giving people phones. Y'all can't have it, bro. He saved that sister job. Everybody in the union thought it was over. And he'll call you. I want that you brought one. I just got somebody in 3 days. They offered 25. Well, why they couldn't get a record man? Why they couldn't get a day? Y'all know what that brother does behind the scenes. But now, let's talk about us. That we don't have a living wage. And they scared of this governor. They This government does nothing for us. They're gonna give them 32,000. We can't get 5%. You trying to take money from our brothers and sisters' families? You don't even want to remove Gomez now. 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 They have to go. They have to go. Richie Davis has to go. Tell them that. Richie Davis has to go. 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 Richie Davis put his people up there. This is cronyism. They put their people up there. Richie Davis was elected. He was anointed by the ninth law. Same thing for our Treasury Secretary. They move these chairs. That's all they do is move these chairs. But this has got to stop. We have nowhere to live. We can't afford to feed our families. We got work when we don't want to work. We got supervision what they put on our necks. Everything. We got to come together. Listen, it's going to be over. This ain't no joke. This is the most devastating thing that happened to us in the last 50 years. And I don't know what happened in the last 50 years, but I'm sure it couldn't be like this. They went and got a member who was against what they're doing, their corruption, and they heard him. They heard him. He's silent. And Evangeline, she right. Something happened to sis. All of a sudden, she's in a car accident. Oh, I get mugged coincidentally. All of a sudden, I'm mugged. Somebody pushed me off the track. I don't put nothing above that. Listen, we give them our department. I know RTO give them $4 million a year. I don't know what other departments give them, but I think it adds up to like $30 million. That's a lot of money. $33 million. $32 million. What are they willing to do for that $30 million? Who they want to hurt? Who are they? We see. Who else are they willing to hurt for that money? To stay in power. It ain't about us. It's about them staying in power. And if they had any humanity, any decency, any leadership, they would send Canella packing. If there was any men up there, anybody who felt our pain, and who felt some embarrassment, one iota of dignity, Canella himself will say, in the best interest of our department and transit, I'm leaving. Why? That's what a man would do. It's been done. Politicians do it all the time. He's a distraction. You know, listen, you know what's crazy? It's contract time. What we talking about?
Exactly.
Look what we talking about.
Exactly. No organizing around the contract. It's quiet in the crew room. No talking about contracts.
Look what they trying to do.
Canella Gomez told one of the tower operators, don't expect nothing in the way of contract.
Listen.
And as far as raising, when it comes to raising, don't expect nothing.
Canella's a fluke. Canella's a fluke. Canella was never supposed to be the vice president. He's a fluke. And he's a child. He doesn't have the emotional maturity to represent us. That's just a fact. He's never had it. You think they don't know that upstairs? These are seasoned vets up there. Listen, if you was around Nelson Rivera, you know a real rep.
That's it.
Steve Downs, you know real people. This legendary Sharon Watts, you know real reps. They all know real reps. Now answer me this. It's over for me. I'm telling y'all, it's over for me. But one question. If they cared about RTO, why am I doing platform? If I was the best rep out there, why didn't they say, Drummond, we have our differences?
Right.
But for the sake of the management, sake of the membership, your brothers and sisters, we know you should be out there. They don't think like that. Look at these reps. We protected. They lucky. I don't know why Jehovah did it, but they lucky. Drummond ain't doing it. If I was VP, they would have problems. They wouldn't sleep. Instead of us being home saying, why are they bothering me? Why are they doing this? Instead of us having that anxiety when we come to work, they would have anxiety. They still got to have it when I come back. They want smoke, they get it. I'm saying they're watching this. They want smoke, I give it to them.
That's it.
I don't care. Fire me, arrest me. You disrespect one of my brothers in front of you. That's it. I love y'all. And I know most of y'all love me, the fight. They don't love us. Look at them when they say brothers and sisters. Have the nerve to say in solidarity? With what? With who? How often do you see them and they say brother, sister? They don't care.
They never say that.
They don't care. And we got to care for ourselves. Because if we don't, this could be the start of something spectacular for us as brothers and sisters. Or this could be the end. It's up to y'all. Who else wants some of this mic? How much material you think I got? Anybody want anything to say? Come on. Speak, brother.
How you doing?
All right.
My name is Todd Brown. I'm a track worker. I'm a track inspector. When I first got to transit, I went on social media and I saw and heard a lot of things Tramel said. And he was talking about systematic racism. He was calling Utano racist. And it took me a little while to see the racism from Utano. But I did see that the union was corrupted. Being that I worked at, my previous job was at Woodlawn Cemetery. I was a track of the shop steward. And I fought against the union and I fought against the company. The union was corrupted. And I ended up getting rid of that union with the membership. And it was a lot of work and there was a lot of retaliation. So I was able to see things when I came here. And me continuing to complain on social media, I became a target later on. You know, this company is so corrupted. I complained about Governor Cuomo at the time because anytime a governor puts us in tier 6, and then he comes here and tells us, "Hey, you guys work hard, and you know, y'all deserve more." The Utano ends up pushing our contract back until after Cuomo got elected again. And I had a problem with that. I'm like, damn, this is dead wrong. This man, Utano, care more about this white Italian man more than his membership. And I have a problem with that. Tramel was saying the same thing. Anyway, later on, they end up coming after me with the help of the IG. The IG hooked me. That was one of Cuomo's assistants. The Feinberg, that was one of Cuomo's appointed assistants. And together, they actually came after me and railroaded me to other track inspectors. 7 track inspectors, right. So Evangeline, thank God for Evangeline stepping up, helping me out there. And Tramel and him and his fight, I just want everybody to know, listen, this place is corrupted. And what they did to Tramel is trying to silence him. You know, it's funny that Canella, he had all this talk before he got elected. You know, something like this happened. We don't know what happened. Look at the red flags. The injuries, traumatic injuries to Tramel, right? It doesn't take, but if you want to hold somebody, you ain't gonna have that much traumatic injuries. The mere fact that Richie Davis made a statement against Tramel, that's a red flag. The mere fact that Canella never even apologized or say, "Yo, I'm sorry for the incident," but he comes out with his hands up, that's a red flag. Now, even if the union has said to him, "Listen, don't make no statements," bullshit. Because before you was making statements and representing the membership, you cared about the membership. You made a statement. Now all of a sudden you won't make no statements. But you're out here talking about safety, talking about police, talking about G2s. Don't mess around with G2s. What about what the hell happened with Tramel? So that's a red flag to me that this man needs to be removed and he's narcissistic. And one other thing, we really need to get together because it's dangerous out here. This union, this company don't care about us. They really, really are oppressive in helping the company. But we got to stick together.
And there's no match for us. There's no match for us. There's no match for us if we come together. Are you kidding me? They can't do nothing with us. For everything that happened in everybody's history, Irish history, Italian history, I'm losing my voice, black history, every sacrifice, what is we scared of now? They took people's houses, castrated them, took their Get out the house. It's my house now. They burned down towns. They tortured folks. They interned folks. What can they do to us? What can they do? What's going on in the Middle East? Or in Africa, and people still trying to fight. They don't got place to live. They don't got shoes on their feet. We got to stand up. It's me. I'm speaking for me. I'm speaking for me right now. I can't go home. I'm going to leave this place in a minute. I can leave because my family loves and supports me. But I cannot go home to my kids. They're not there. My wife, I cannot go home as a man and people down with disrespect. I couldn't even make love to my wife. That's me. No, that's just me. I couldn't look my kids in my eyes who I raised to stand up. No, who I would go to protest with. I couldn't do it. And now it's this time. They can't do nothing. And let me tell y'all something. That's why I say I want to talk to Richard Davey, our president. Jan Oliva, I called the radio show on Jan Oliva. He's talking about it was safe, NPR. And he said he agreed with me. But you know what he said? Mr. Oliva, that inhumane comment you made, he said, I got a railroad to run. As if our assaults didn't mean nothing. Go listen to it. Just say conductor confronts MTA chair. As if we mean nothing. And the truth of the matter, we don't mean nothing. We don't mean nothing to them upstairs. And we don't mean nothing to them at 2 Broadway and 1 Livingston Street. They really don't. And I thought it was good shit. This is a classroom. General Lee was rich. Richard Davis get a stipend. Davey, a bodyguard, a car. They pay his rent. He making $300 and something. He's done the life. We're nothing. Yes, classes at his worst. We're nothing to them. We're nothing today. We are not. The person in Starbucks means more to them than we do. The guy who their doormans mean more than we do. The parking lot attendant, they show more humanity than they show us. You got people there who never did anything that we do. They don't relate to us. You know how many different jobs they got? Analysts. And you know, listen, every year they pay millions of dollars for consultants. And they can ask any one of us for free. What's wrong with this system? But they think so little of us. Our pays mean nothing. We mean nothing. Did you just read in the Post what they were saying in the Department of Labor? They're not reporting assaults. So much shit, so many things that they were holding for us. Now they're sick. If you're sick. Now, let me tell you about this real quick. I was 70%. I caught COVID. I stacked up 28 days. You can stack up 28 days. You're working. That was with the unit. I was on TA with this, right? I get sick. I'm on sick control now. I'm penalized for getting sick. And I got this inspector, which they doing now every day. These inspectors will come once, and now they come 2-3 times a week. How you gonna come? You take a NyQuil? Whatever you take it. You getting your rest. How you gonna answer your door? And you getting penalized for that? How you gonna answer your phone? And you gotta go to 2 Broadway for that? And you got this rude piece of nothing knocking on, ringing my bells, calling me, come to your door. I'm not coming to nothing. And I'm saying, I'm on sick control. I'm never telling you where I'm going. I'm never say I'm going to the store. I tell them, don't call me again. I've told them that. They got the tapes. They might use them one day. I'm not telling you as a grown man where I'm going and I'm sick.
Right.
You want to follow me around, follow me, whatever you're going to. I'm not telling you nothing. And they can say, come to the car, come to the door and wave your hand. No, but that's the inhumanity of this place. It's funny, but it's not.
Right.
This is the place it is funny. It's crazy. And it's the press to get you back to work. Brothers and sisters got deformed fingers from this job. And they fight them in court. The judge and the doctor saying, you need a procedure. And they send the lawyers to say, no, you don't. They send the people medically terminated. People are retiring. This ain't no coincidence. This is what they feel about us. This money, they actually believe we pay y'all, get on that train. We pay y'all, get on that bus. We pay y'all, go to that barn. I would say go to the booth, but they threw y'all out. They threw our brothers and stations to the dogs. Now they security guards and travel ambassadors. And I guarantee you, our brothers and stations get hurt. They're going to fight them for calm.
Yep.
That's what they do.
Racist.
And what are they doing though? They supposed to protect us. Some of them should be out here saying that was wrong, what was done. Some of them should be man enough to say that was wrong. Be a man. Be a woman. Wrong is wrong. And that's probably why I'm here. Because it was wrong. It was wrong. I'm a man first. I don't kowtow to nobody. I don't care what they're doing. I don't know if he's married or not. He might be one of us. So I gotta know if I should hate him or not. Right. So we have to. Because this the thing. And y'all think I'm being exaggerating? Y'all seen this week 3 of our brothers, 2 of our members, us TSS, and 2 of our members, I think one from Bus, I don't know whether they died this week, last week. Right? And then we had 2 train officers that died. Wow. Come on. That's 5 people already. The year ain't over. We halfway through the year. Well, come on. How many people that we know that said, damn, he's gone? I just saw him. I was just at his retirement party. This job is killing us. Forget the toxicity of that. We ain't got nothing no going on, right? Our kids might. Forget the disrespect that's going on. Don't forget the hours. But the disrespect and the inhumanity, they got their foot on our neck. That's what kids, it ain't the steel dust. It's people who try, I said this all in the lot. So what's the consequences of 20 years holding your urine? And now they got cameras. We can't even take a leak on the train now. We all had to use the bathroom on the train. I have. I take stuff from my stomach right now. Every day, 3 Imodiums every day. So I don't have to use the bathroom. But I ain't gonna lie, on my backpack, I have plastic bag, wipes, alcohol, Lysol, just in case. Paper towels, that's the job we do. And they know it. And you gonna put cameras there? So what's the stress now? I gotta use the bathroom. I gotta hold this. You cuffing your butt cheeks for an hour? No, but what's the consequences, the physical consequences to that? So now they put a camera there? We inhuman? We less than, it don't matter now? Biology is biology and they know that. Some of these people, when they ride the train, they're call control, they stop the train so they can use the bathroom. That's how they do. What's the consequences of you coming to work with somebody just for sport? A dispatcher, ATD, or you in the depot, and he just want to make your life, he or she want to make your life miserable just because they feel like it. And you got a union that come, no, they don't got nobody, at least MOW, they send the crew and say what's going on. Who in the RTO doing that? Who y'all feel safe you're having a problem? Who's going to step up for you? Them? The ones they got, they don't care what's up, brother. They don't care. They don't care about our living. They don't care if we live and die. They don't. They can't. They can't. The way they treat us, but this has got to stop. And the last straw got to be that what they did to our brother. Our brother who said, I got papers on this dispatch, on this superintendent, what he been doing. He uncovered what they was doing with the mask. Remember that? During COVID, then we got masks. This is what our brother do. He's fearless. He's fearless. And they say, silence him. No, let that marinate in your head. Let that marinate with the head. And then they think the person that assaulted our brother can move around business as usual. Canella must go! 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 and making evidence in court against Tremel. What the president said. If he was a man, he'd come down here and apologize right now. If you was a man, you would make Canella resign. If you was a man, you want to be a leader, come down right now. You're watching this. Come down, Richie Davis. I forgive you. Come down and retract what you said. We'll give you a fresh start and get rid of Canella. We'll give you a chance. It's already 2 demerits, 2 strikes. But we'll give you a chance. Be a leader. If you don't, Richie Davis gotta go.
Richie Davis gotta go. Richie Davis gotta go. Richie Davis gotta go. Richie Davis gotta go. Richie Davis gotta go. Richie Davis gotta go. Richie Davis gotta go. Richie Davis gotta go.
And that's because they keep anointing people. They moving the chairs. If this was a union, it's supposed to be a democracy. It's all about the people.
Kiss the ring.
So why did they have elections then? Excuse me, we want Richie Davis. Let's get Richie Davis. And then this is democracy. And the people are hurt. And the people are demanding that you get rid of this imbecile, this savage, because he shows nothing else. Bunny's the savage. And not only that, they doubling down on it. You should see. You should see what they put online, their propaganda machine. And the Daily News works for the union.
And the Post.
Pete Donahue, I'm not sure about the Post.
The other Post.
The Gotham is theirs. The New York Post, the Times is a leader's paper. They say general leader. The rich. The board. Our board members are rich. They don't relate to us.
They don't take the bus.
They have no connection to us.
Come on, some more union people are coming. Canella, remove Canella now.
Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now. Remove Canella now.
It's a disgrace.
I want to say something. I want y'all to understand that when your union officers are not out here supporting this, that's a problem. That means that they stand in agreement with what happened.
Correct.
Okay? When you look at anywhere in government or any organizational structure, when the people have been assaulted by an elected officer, it is the most egregious violation of office. And everybody, whether they're their friends or foes, have to come out with a statement and call for their resignation and removal because it's a stain on the department or the institution. And the fact that we have elected officers who are representing us, who are shrugging their shoulders, acting like they don't understand what's happening, and forgetting the fact that they've taken an oath of office, and not doing what they're supposed to do, that's a problem. That's a problem, and you need to understand that. Your vote is power, and mark them. You don't have to fight the people, right? But prepare yourselves for next election. If everybody took care of just their working location, we would be okay. If everybody takes care of their work locations, if you report to Stillwell, you just make sure you give the information to the people at Stillwell. If you report to a quarters at 14th Street or in Coney Island Yard, wherever you are, take care of your section and prepare our members for next election. Help them to understand that they have to pay their dues. Not paying your dues is helping the union, not hurting them. Because once you enter into bad standing, they're safe. Because you can't vote and you can't run. So it's important. You're paying your dues up and getting yourself back in good standing. Let them know they out of here. But as long as they have your name down with a negative balance, that you did not attend 5 or 6 union meetings, There's 5 union meetings, but I say attend 6 because they can play around with the sheets, right? So it's good to attend at least 6 union meetings and make sure you get them in. We know nothing is happening at the union meeting. We know that there's no information given. They're not doing nothing. It's a waste of your 2 or 3 hours. However, in order to show them that you're not playing and that you want adequate raises, and when contract time comes around, it can no longer be silent, that they cannot make agreements to undo employee and retiree health care. Whatever happens in the city is going to happen in the state. So everybody approaching retirement or who is retired, what they're trying to do is put you in perpetual poverty. Because there's no way you're going to be able to pay those premiums. People leave here, develop cancer, all other types of repetitive motion injuries from being on the job, station agents, arms, neck, back, from the booths being ergonomically not sufficient, right? So when you leave here, you're leaving with some type of injury. That's why it's important on workers' compensation to document. We also need to address the fact that this employee availability situation in our contract is very problematic. There is no way that there should be quid pro quos going on in our contract. That the union profits for every day you're at work, along with the MTA. That goes against our interests and is the reason why workers' compensation is being denied. The union's not fighting it, and they're working along with management to ensure that you come back to work injured.
No matter what happens with this contract, generally, Dimitri Crespo, Paul McPhee, all the powers that be, and they provide the union, Richie Davis, Whichard, Torello, they gonna get their 158 anyway. No matter what. Matter of fact, they get a bump once we sign the contract, so they get more money. Pay more dues.
Nah, we need to put a freeze on the union dues. They stay flat.
Well, the only way for us to put a freeze on the union dues, we got to organize around that. Getting sick, and again, it's how many of us out here? It's about a good 50 of us out here. If each one of us was to take care of our location and just get signatures, right, it's going to help. And you have to stay connected. We have to talk to each other. Because if they come after you, we got to know. We have attorneys. We have a legal firm that works on our behalf when it comes to grievance and discipline and dealing with management. Exactly. So if they come after you, you got to let us know. It's something called PERB, Public Employees Review Board. Right? If the union and management collude against you to try to make you lose your job or come after you in any retaliatory way, you have relief. They will back down once you start talking about PERB. Because once a decision comes back against them, they got to go. So it's very important that we use all of our resources and bring ourselves together. Myself and some of the women from buses are putting together a legal defense front. Canella gotta go! 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 And that's the person.
That's a shame. You acknowledge that.
Now that's the VP of station.
VP of station.
Who in the midst of the heightened assault within the system made an agreement for station agents to be put out of the booth and to change the title altogether.
All for $1.
This is a union. I need y'all to understand this. A union officer went against made a contractual agreement to undo a title. He needs to be removed and recalled from office for violation of his job and his duties and his oath to office. Right? We need to start cleaning house. We do not have to let this go on. And understand, John Samuelson is still the puppet master, although he has not been the president of this union for almost 3 administrations. He's still controlling who sits in office, how business is conducted here, and we need to be very concerned about that. Okay? We need to be very, very concerned about that. This is serious. People always say, oh, you playing politics. Everything is political. Our job is political. We work under a contract with the governor of the state, overseen by the MTA board. It's all political. So we all have to understand what we're up against and just organize. And we're going to move very aggressively to get this union organized. We have almost about 2 years to get it done. Coming into September will be union election. I'm preparing for the union season in September. It may happen a little earlier. We'll keep all of you posted. Please get engaged. We need people to serve in the executive board. We need people as chairs and vice chairs. We need vice presidents. We on Saturdays at 5 p.m. I host a Zoom where we talk about these things to get you ready. We've already started getting people ready for next election. They're paying their dues up, making commitments to run. We need this happening everywhere. In order for us to win and take back this union, this has to happen. And understand, a lot of people don't understand what it means to be a part of a union, right? And to serve on the executive board. The executive board in TWU Local 100 is the supreme governing body of the union. Stop putting weak people in them seats. If somebody show up, and pay attention to the people who took those seats, and they not saying nothing, right? But I will say this in their defense. I have a little bit more of a background in education and unionism. I've been organizing for a long time, and I've sat on executive boards before TWU Local 100. So I understand how that works. TWU Local 100 does not educate at all. Nope. When you come into office, it's up to you to figure it out. Or whoever you can find that can help you to give you information here and there. A lot of us hook up with retirees who were here under the Tucson administration, and they feed us the information and show us the places in the contract, because the contract is just thrown together like a piece of garbage. Thank God. If you try to find anything in there, good luck. Right? So it's very, very important that we get prepared. And I am very intentional about organizing. I don't even care about being president at this point. I just care about this union getting back to where it's supposed to be. Right. It makes no sense for us to be doing all this time down here, working, and to retire in poverty. Tier 6 is the first tier that's going to retire in poverty. You're retiring on your salary at half. So you make $80,000, $40,000 with a $10,000 bonus, $50,000, 25 years from now. How you going to live off of that? How is that an agreement? 401ks are garbage. It's a joke. It's very important that we flip this whole system. It's rest in peace to Tier 6, RIP. Retire in poverty. So we have to make sure that we get in these seats and flip it. When we watch our brothers and sisters who are retiring now, they're not retiring in poverty. Right? They've been able to work in the hours, and we're forced into overtime. We don't really do overtime because we want to do it. It's forced in order to live in this city, because we don't have the cost of living adjustment in our contract. We don't have it. It should be there. Other unions have it. What's happening here at TWU Local 100 is wrong, and it has to be fixed.
Then they have an ad saying that conductors make $84,000. $86,000. That's trying to entice and say that we make that much when we don't.
Right. That's with overtime.
Of course.
That's with overtime.
That just tells you.
And so,
Why did they allow that to come up? Why did you even allow her to do that?
They telling on themselves.
but this is what they do. They find people who do not understand what is going on and use it as propaganda against us. There's no pushback against the union. They got $33 million of our money. They can run ads. They can push back. It's a lot that they can do. They just choose not to do it. But for those of us who are Tier 6, it's time for us to step up and really, really fight. Because there's no way possible in 25 years you're retiring in poverty. Remove Canella now! 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 And another thing I want y'all to see is how they all are coming into their little comfy union jobs. Nobody's going anywhere in the field. With all of the safety violations that's happening throughout this union. You see this place being filled with union officers doing no rep work. Understand that. So as we're out here for what has happened to Trammell, you get a visualization of what's happening across this union. The only people that should be sitting down is people that's fighting cases this morning. Everybody else should be out in the field. Ask me how I know. From my tools, I write grievances. From my tools, I rep members. So if I'm repping members from my tools, unelected, how is it that elected officers are missing? People call when they get injured and ask me, Evangeline, do you know anybody that can come and help me? I need to write a G2. Where is the union? Missing in action, and we need to mark that. This is very, very important. So I hope y'all getting the message about how important it is for us to get involved and take back this union.
We support Trammell.
We support Trammell. We support Trammell. We support Trammell. We support Trammell. We support Trammell. We support Trammell. We support Trammell. We support Trammell. We support Trammell.
An injury to one is injury to all.
An injury to one is injury to all.
An injury to one
is injury to all.
An injury to one
is an injury to all.
An injury to one
is an injury to all.
An injury to one
is an injury to all.
An injury to one
is an injury to all.
An injury to one
is an injury to all.
And let me say, they're watching this right now. They're watching this. That's why I be weeping at. They're watching this right now. They think this is over. They're looking at this and say, let them go. Everybody that walked, I saw Kelly walk out. He made a call. They saying, yo, it's about this many people. Everybody here is doing their reporting. They sitting somewhere right now watching. Whoever, they sitting here watching us. And they believe. And you know what's the end of all leadership, dictatorships and all that? Their arrogance. And they think we stupid. Watch. In the next, all type of things they got going on. They want to feed us goodies or hit our heartstrings so we can forget. They want to counter what they did. You know, it's almost like the CIA, FBI, COINTEL program. They want to counter what we do. They believe up there, which I guarantee you they wrong. I guarantee you that you're wrong, Richie Davis. Which are Chiarello and all the VPs up there and Canella. It's over for you. And I'm saying to y'all, the top four, he's going to cost y'all MOW, CD, private buses, RTO, MOW, all that is going to cost y'all in the stations. He's dragging y'all down. He's an albatross around your necks. Let him go. We have no faith in him. And if it's about bringing us together, even if people support Canella and support Trammell, you got a house divided. And the house divided is going to fall.
That's it. Right.
That's a fact.
Another thing to understand too. Stand United understands the power of unity, right? They do not get along, but they stand together to make sure that they stay in power and protect their interests, right? We have to become mature enough that you can disagree with somebody's position and still do what's right if you're on the side of right. You can't continue to be divided and think you're going to be able to break through this machine.
Never.
Okay, it's not going to happen. We're only going to be able to do it together. So anybody talking about rising up to run in the next election, refusing to talk or organize or come together, you need to reject it. There's no way for us to be able to come in and fix this union as long as we're all divided. We have to become one and agree on the position that this union needs to be in hands of people who are not scared to fight against the city, who is willing to actually bring a lawsuit against the state and the Taylor law and get our right to strike back. The International Labor Organization already ruled it unconstitutional and put out a damning report about it. 9 years ago. And guess what Samuelson did? Fired the attorney and withdrew us from the case. That same attorney is now the attorney that has been representing us and fighting on our behalf. Okay, so it's very important to understand that there are people that are willing to fight for us and do the bidding on our behalf, but we just have to get organized. Again, we're putting together a legal defense fund because these court cases cost a lot. And although some people have volunteered and donated some of their time and labor, it takes a lot of money and resources. I watched them work during last election. When we ran out of money, they kept working. They did not stop.
That's true.
They did not stop, and they forgave all of the debt for all of the hours of labor that they put in. They went to federal court on our behalf. They went all the way up, and now we're at the appellate division trying to get our right to participate in our union overturned. So it's very important that we understand what we're up against. It's going to take strategy and organization to beat them.
We're talking about, before I forget, because I'm going to forget. I forget. I have a whole bunch of stuff. I always forget. I be home like, damn, I should have said it. Since we're talking about the lawyers and attorneys, I heard that Canella had one of the union's attorneys with him, right? Now, he wasn't a criminal lawyer, but he was there. Everybody here knows lawyers is time and money. That's a fact. So, why, you know what I mean? People call me and say, do we have lawyers? We are lawyers. So you sending the lawyer with somebody that's making a buck for you this year? He can pay for his own lawyer. But it also you need him to the cop. Before I forget this, right? And you know that the traffic agents, I think they declared the union. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. They provide attorneys. Corrections don't like to use them, I heard, but they provide attorneys. NYPD got attorneys.
Yeah.
Why we don't got attorneys? But you send one for someone who, if anything, for some punishment, you pay for your attorney.
Right.
And you still spit in our face. You still disrespect us every way they can, and they believe, and everyone who's listening to this. Keep this, and this y'all talking about the overtime? Who said the overtime's always gonna be here?
That's right, it's not guaranteed.
Y'all better work on that 80 hours. Transit don't want to pay that overtime. They're hiring train operators, thousands. And y'all, whoever out there, God bless you, who's sitting under dispatches, who are so compromised that you sit under dispatches for that work, that you won't defend your brothers. Those, I don't want to call you names, but who think that because they pay you, they can do and say anything they want to you. And you got the nerve to look down on other folks? People who are hard times, squeezy men, women selling their bodies, people addicted to drugs, homeless, people with hard times, who maybe they're on hard times because they had some dignity about themselves. Maybe they were just too stubborn, whatever. And they could tell you anything for some short money? What kind of... We have to reevaluate what's going on here. Oh, it's over. It's over. Me and Evangeline, look. Ferretti, Saf, Fight 100. And I ain't one of them. Richie Rich. Kemp. I'm forgetting names. But all the people who fight is not enough. We need y'all to stand up. I said we don't need a lot of numbers, but we need numbers. When you get to a point where your union leaders, your president, is making comments against another member, and he didn't have all the facts, or did he? Or did he have the facts? Or did he know what was going on? I saw him about that union rep that was with him, who any union rep worked for saw would did anything to stop his vice president from fighting, so to pick him up and drag him out. But maybe that wasn't what he was there for, right? Maybe that's what that 300 pounds. Don't ever think how insidious this you. What people willing to do to hold on to power. They murder. They blow up things. They hurt people at Bedford Park. That's what they willing to do. We just saw our XVP, who's a chauffeur now, walk back. He ran, said he was going to stick up for us. I believed in him. You sell out. You sell out, now he's a chauffeur. Don't give a damn about his department who put him in office. Even though he didn't win, he had almost 400 people who believed in him. He abandoned them. Like Canella abandoned his principles. Like he abandoned progressive action. Like he turned, like Cain turned on his own brother. He heard his brother. Sell out. Canella gotta go.
Canella gotta go.
Canella gotta go.
Canella gotta go. Canella gotta go. Canella gotta go. Canella gotta go. Canella gotta go. Canella gotta go.
And Richie Day go. Be a leader. Come down here right now and apologize for what you did to your brother. And Tremel liked that man. I didn't like him. Tremel would always speak highly of this. I can't imagine how hurt Tremel. That leg ain't nothing. That's his face ain't nothing. I can imagine how he feel about that betrayal. What Gomez did. Gomez ran saying that Stand United had blood on their hands. They killed us. They didn't give us mad. I didn't agree with that, but that's what he said. Tremel agreed with that. Tremel took that man, introduced him to everybody. Tried to teach him the contract. He's a brilliant man with that contract. He's a brilliant young man. And this what you do? Even if I hated him, I know what you know I was doing online. Even if I hated, I would say, nah, fuck, let me go. I'm VP. I have an obligation to my department. Let me just go ahead. I'm gonna leave that. Oh, he's in there. I'm not messing. I'm figuring no. No matter what. All he should have said, what the fact is, the truth is, Tremel gave Evangeline her platform, started her out, started me out. Eric came from Fight 100 to Progressive Action. Progressive Action got people involved who was never involved. That's Tremel's legacy here. I'm not going to judge. He's made me mad. I'm not going to judge him. I look at this, the bad, the good. He's done way more good. His good is a lasting effect for all of us. But they tried to take that, be selfish. I'm selfish now. They took him away from me. Where's he at? I can't do, I'm at the rallies. I'm never leading the rally. This is what he does. John's here, all these people because of Tremel. They work with you, they know. Nobody here agreed with everything Tremel said. You can't. Nobody can agree. I mean, you can't. I mean, nobody agrees all the time. But this is what's going to ill us. And it's going to destroy us. It ain't going to be management. It ain't going to be this union. It's the fact that we ain't working together. It's the fact that everybody has their political. Trust me when I tell you, all these union people, they thinking about being conductor chair, train operator chair, vice chair. They can feel it right now. Some of them it's all about politics. It's all about them ambition. There's nobody, I will sit down with anybody. I don't care. It's a greater good. We're talking about your grandchildren. We do this so our kids, we can lift them to the middle class.
That's it.
So they can go to college. So they don't have to smell that piss that we smell. And heal them rat hairs.
Yep.
Choke a supervisor. Get disrespected. Be underpaid. We're here for everybody say that term. I get tired of, I regret sending my kids to college. They think they slick. They talk all that grand rising. You speak good morning. They talk that generational wealth. These millennials know about their money. They talk about generation. That's why they quit jobs. All the millennials here, if you can leave, and they will. One thing about millennials, they don't take disrespect. They drive me crazy. They don't take disrespect. And I'm not saying our brothers and sisters here. My kids think they know it.
No, but they had a whole class of train operators.
Yes.
In the middle of training, based on how they was being treated and how they trying to double down on them with these rules that make absolutely no sense. and that don't equate to when you come out on the road. Right? You have a whole bunch of inexperienced people teaching people how to operate trains that haven't even been operating the train themselves. You know, so it's very important to understand what's happening. Also, a lot of people are not here this morning from RTO because they scheduled them for refresher. Nuke, y'all all know she's Progressive Action. They put in a refresher class today to stop her from being here.
Wow.
Right? So just know. Oh, she got out of it? Oh, okay, so she got out of it. But they basically scheduled her for a refresher today.
But they did that. That's transit for. They don't care. That you would think that they don't care about. Of course, we know that. But yeah, these are the insidious things that maybe they got a call from the union saying schedule. Maybe they did that, but we're here, and we're here right now. They supported a governor who don't give a damn about us.
Yep.
They support the governor. You ever heard them say something to anybody? Say something bad about the governor?
Nope. They were
Speak
told
against
not
the
to.
governor?
They were told not to say his name.
Huh?
Representatives was told not to say his name.
Huh?
No, I'm talking about Cuomo.
Oh yeah,
That is same.
But they
all the same.
support this governor. This governor, talked about putting it up for a bill. Call her. Let's go. Y'all going to Albany next week, right? Go march on the governor's office. Matter of fact, you don't got to go to Albany. She got an office on 3rd Avenue. It's unfathomable what they don't do for us. It's unfathomable that we don't have living wage, that we can't live in this town, that we don't have banks that we can deal with. They do a class on mortgages after mortgages go up to 7%. When they're not, they one mortgage company, DC 37, they got like 12. NYPD, they got more mortgage company. They selling us out to cross country. Now you can't buy our homes when we can't afford one. And listen, everybody here can run off their grievances about this union. What do? They ain't reached somebody from that union. Who reached out to Trammell? Nobody. Everybody think that was right. And Evangeline's right. These officers, if all these officers stepped up, they would have to listen. Yeah, don't work too Broadway. Walk out of 130 Lincoln Street. Say that on principle. Sign a petition among the union reps that this was wrong. And our brother and Trammell, who's next? Who's next? Who's next? And we have to, whoever listening, we have to. We have no choice at this point. It's contract time, and our VP can't come on the property. No. It's contract time. They supposed to have their sleeve rolled up. And we see our brothers right there, NYPD, they don't have a contract. They got work overtime.
7 years.
And they say, how they feel about protecting us? As soon as they arrest somebody off the train, they get right out. And they don't say nothing about bail reform. These criminals beat the shit out of us and getting out the next day.
Don't worry about it.
And then these cops arrest them and they demoralized. The union we should be marching with them for our safety. This is what we dealing with. I wish y'all know sometimes we got issues with NYPD, but one thing I've got no issue with, Pat Lynch. He stands up for them.
That's right.
He would never say that this detective beat this patrolman. It wasn't